Six Nations Round 1, 2023, folks. Top 5 players of the round. Who were the top 5 guys? Shone out for their teams, either in a losing effort where they managed to put their hand up or excelling on a winning team. We're going to pick 5 in no particular order and go through them, some kind of key moments and stats and whatnot, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. I should say, for this one, I've written up a piece for Planet Rugby as well, so if you want to check out the article, link down in the description to the written piece. It might have a few more details that we don't get to here in the video, but yeah, as always, I'll go through them and you guys can comment below. So first player, I feel like everyone who was going to pick a top 5 would have this guy, so I'll get him out of the way early. Duhan van der Merwe. Sorry, mate, your name is pretty long. And as I said, no particular order, but everyone's going to pick Duhan. He scores 2 tries. One of them is just... I mean, his second one is like the Duhan power game, right? He beats a couple of tacklers, manages to force his way through to the line when maybe he has no right to. But that first one, just... I mean, it's gonna be replayed and replayed and replayed. There's already a slow motion version of it. I don't think I've ever seen that on like the official Six Nations channel. A slow motion replay of that try because it was just that good. You want to see it frame by frame. He beats, I think, 5 tacklers in that try, and it's not necessarily his power game that gets that try done. It's elusive running, right? He's just so hard to bring down. You keep thinking he's going to get tackled, and he beats another one, and he beats another one, and he beats another one. So, proper worldie of a try. He finishes the game with 11 defenders beaten. I would say probably 5 with the first try, maybe 3 with the second. That's the majority of them. England kicked high balls to him as well. He handled them pretty well. Overall, I don't know that Scotland win that game without Duhan van der Merwe. So there you go. He is player number 1 on the top 5 list. I am going to go with an Irishman in my second spot, in old Caelan Doris. He's a high work rate guy. He's everywhere. I think if you're a coach, you would appreciate having Caelan Doris in your team because he does a bit of everything. Like, does he make tackles in this game? He sure does. He's Ireland's top tackler. What did he finish with? 18 from 18? Like, something stupid like that. Not quite 20 tackles, but I mean, yeah, he's a busy bloke. What can I say? The fact that he scores Ireland's first try, is it surprising? Not at all. Like, he's always Johnny on the spot. He doesn't spend much time on the ground. He wants to get up after he's just like done a clean out or just had a carry, gets back up and get ready to go again. I mean, it's a team try that he scores for sure. But like I said, the fact that he is the man there waiting for the ball, calling for that ball, surprises me not at all. Yeah, Caelan Doris, very, very busy. 11 carries. I think he was the top Irish forward for carries. Like top tackler, top carrier, wins lineouts, like wins a turnover. He just does everything. Like, yeah, he's a coach's dream. So, and what's a pretty competitive Irish backer already, and it's not always that easy to stand out. I still thought he stood out pretty well. For a Frenchman, and I'm not necessarily picking by countries, I just picked this guy, and he happens to be French. Gael Fickou. Like, obviously, it wasn't France's most slick performance, but still, this guy looks class. And like sometimes it's easy to kind of miss him because often what he does is not necessarily like the play. Like he doesn't score any tries in this game, but 2 of the French tries wasn't the Dumortier one. I think it was the Ramos try and the Jalibert try. Like the phase before France score, who's the guy getting a carry over the advantage line to get France on the front foot so they can then make that play to get the try? It's Fickou. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence. Like, he doesn't rack up that many run meters, but he manages to take a situation where potentially you got some static ball or not going anywhere. He just gets you over the advantage line, gets your team on the front foot, and then able to make that next attack. So, like, if there was like such a thing as a secondary try assist, I think Fickou would get quite a few of those because he is just that kind of key man. So yeah, he has that, his carries over the advantage line. 15 from 15 tackles is the top from any back this week across all 6 teams. So that doesn't surprise me at all because he's always been like a defensive, classy operator. And 6 defenders beaten in that game was the top for the entire Italy and France game as well. So Fickou, yeah, man. Impressive. I think I had him in my Northern Hemisphere Team of the Year last year. Him and Ringrose were absolutely class. I had Fickou edging it, but I mean, yeah, Fickou, both of them bloody good players, but Fickou for mine this week. There you go. I managed to get an Englishman on the board in Ollie Chessum. Now, I'll admit, I'm partial to a galloping lock who eats up some run meters. And I don't know that I was expecting Ollie Chessum to be the top lock. Like, I would have thought maybe like a guy like Flamont against Italy. He's going to find himself in some space. And sure enough, Flamont got himself on the board with a charge down try. But Ollie Chessum, and what was a lot more of an arm wrestle, but what was a real arm wrestle game against the Scots. He got almost 50 run meters, 49 run meters. Easily the top lock this week in terms of cranking through run meters. He's also the top line-out guy. He won 9 line-outs. So, it was a little bit of an unsure one with, with Johnny Hill being dropped. How would kind of Chessum step up to that role? Take that additional pressure of being the starting guy alongside Itoje? Apparently really well. Like even one of his passes, like where they get that slick move out to Malins on the right wing, like it's his decision to keep the ball through the hands, which kind of allows to get the ball to get out to Ludlam, to make that final pass. Yeah, Ollie Chessum, real busy effort. So pretty pleased. Did concede a couple of penalties. One of them, I think Scots managed to kick a goal. But apart from that, man, great line-out work, good hands, and just better ball carrying than I expected. So yeah, pretty pleasing in what was a losing shift. And one more spot, I ended up going with another Irishman. What can I say? Dan Sheehan. He's just, there's not that many excitement machine front rows. There's certainly a few around the traps. There's a few good props and hookers around who you just love watching ball in hand. But Dan Sheehan is definitely one of those as well, isn't he? Like, he wanted to get on the board. You feel like he's a winger trapped in a hooker's body, isn't it? He floats out on the wing quite a lot. That's part of the way Ireland play. They like having him out wide. He finishes with 6 defenders beaten and 2 clean breaks, which I think was Ireland's like number 1 or first equal in both those categories. I think he was the number 1 guy for clean breaks for Ireland. First equal in that game, I think him and Liam Williams. Like, this is the hooker. It's not supposed to be that way. Like Liam Williams getting it is totally not surprising for Wales because he's the fullback. It's kind of his job. But Dan Sheehan, very, very effective ball carrier. Quite able to offload from the touchline to keep the ball in play. And in terms of his core role, line-out operated 100%. Like, how many line-outs did he throw? Like 13? Like, pretty effective guy, isn't he? Like, it's going to be interesting once Kelleher comes back to see how the balance between them goes. But certainly, Dan Sheehan got a lot of minutes the weekend, and I thought pretty rightly so. But there you go, folks. 2 Irish, a French, a Scot, and an Englishman. That's not to say there weren't other impressive players throughout the teams. I will certainly go through a team of the week at some point once I've had a chance to fully look at some more of the stats and whatnot, to go through position by position. But just a general top 5, not considering position, not considering getting any kind of quotas by country, just pure top 5. These are my guys. You guys let us know who would you have if you were picking a top 5. And like I said, article down in the description if you want to read a bit more. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.